Hey, this is a demonstration for my final for my PLC course. Basically, it's just to program a margarita mixer using, you know, different commands. I have it simulated here on the breadboard just to kind of demo it. It takes forever on the machine, so I'll just simulate it and then show you the first step or two over there. Um, Basically, and while using a ladder diagram, I have all my commands entered here, all my timers, all my count up timers and stuff like that. And it kind of, you create it on the computer and you pretty much download it into your programmable logic controller, which is this guy right here. And this is going to run my little simulated margarita mixer. I'm using LEDs to show the different pumps and stuff like that. You can basically use this to test it, and if it works, then try it on an actual on the actual machine. Most factories use PLCs to run pretty much everything for presses and stuff like that. Alright, but we'll get started. Basically, I have my stop LED, which means there's power to it, but the system's pretty much done running the program, so it's in the stop mode. We have my stop switch. I have my start push button. For my three sensors, I have a low level sensor, high level sensor, and high level, which alarm sensor. I'm simulating those sensors with these push pull switches, or these just push pull switches. So go ahead and I can hit the start button, and my system showing that it's running, and at the same time it's starting the first pump. It's pumping from the container 1 into the main container, and it's going to keep pumping until my low level switch has been hit. By simulating that, it engages my motor, which is spinning my mixer, and it turned off the first pump. It's turning on the second pump, which is going to fill it up to the next level, which it'll be simulated with the high switch, the high sensor. So hit that, it disengages the pump. It's going to start my timer for 15 seconds to leave the mixer going for 15 seconds, which it's doing right there. And after 15 seconds, it's going to start the drain program, which we have drain 2, or the drain solenoid 2, which is going to take it into the second container, so it's draining in the correct order that it filled. That's going to go until my low level switch, my low level sensor is engaged. Now it's going to drain, that's drain solenoid 1, so it's going to take it into the first container, and it's going to do that. Since there's no empty sensor, I'm pretty much just using a timer to tell the system when it should be empty to stop it, which I just set it for 30 seconds. And so after 30 seconds, the whole system should just stop. And this is very basic, a very basic thing. See it stop. It's very basic when I'm using this for. They get a lot more complex, but this is just kind of an entry-level class to it. I had a lot of fun messing with this stuff. He kind of threw us in the deep end and just, say, figure it out. And so I'm kind of glad that I got an A in it and figured out how to do all this. There was a lot of other steps to it. This is the basic get a C program. To get an A, you had to be able to have it run a cycle 3 times, have an alarm switch rigged into it, and also have it drain in the correct order after hitting the stop switch, which I'll demonstrate the alarm. So we'll go ahead and start the system again. Say it's filling and my sensors fail. If it gets to the high sensor, it's going to kill everything, and it's just going to flash my alarm LED every 2 seconds. And that's pretty much like a basic demonstration of what it can do. And we'll go over to the actual machine. It's not quite a margarita mixer. It's a, you know, and you probably don't want to drink anything that's been in it all the years that's been in storage. But you have the PLC right here. We have our electric triggers and stuff like that. We have our stop switch, our start switch. This will automatically do the high sensor. It'll bypass the other two. This is the main container that everything's being pumped into and draining from. This is our container 1. This is container 2. And on the inside, it's very basic design. It's about as easy as it gets. He's got some corks and a washer and two points. So once the corks rise up, it's going to make contact with the washer and it's going to complete the circuit. And it's low level. We're only dealing with 24 volts, so it's not really enough to cause any damage. And most of the time, if the contacts don't even meet up, the iron in the water is basically bridging the connection anyways. So, okay, let's have a quick run through this. It might act a little glitchy. It's been doing that lately, so we'll see how it treats us. Okay, I got the program loaded over here on this computer already, which I wasn't the first one to finish. I was the second one in class to get everything done. But the guy who beat me, he pretty much had his program laid out in, I think, like 40 or 50 different rungs, and I got mine figured out in only 13. So, so I beat him in rungs. All right, so we're in stop mode. Red LED's on. Go ahead and start mode, and it's filling from container 1, and it's acting a little glitchy because the water pouring in. It's making a brief connection and then cutting out, but it's filling in. And once it makes the connection, it's starting the mixer, which you can barely see in there. So it's mixing, and at the same time it's filling in from container 2. And once it reaches the high level, it's having a little trouble getting there. Solenoid was busted. Alright, so there we go. It was draining too fast or something. Alright, so it's counting for 15 seconds. So it's mixing for 15, and then after that it stops and starts the drain process, which it's shown right there. It takes absolutely forever to drain. But so it's going to run through that drain process. It's going to keep draining until it triggers the low sensor. And once it triggers that, it's going to drain back into pump 1. Let's see if I can demo the high. Nah, it's not going to let me. Oh, I don't have that programmed in here. Okay. Never mind. Alright, but yeah, so what it's going to do now, I have the program in to where I hit stop, it ceases everything, and it's going to drain into the correct tanks. Not quite margarita mixer, like I said, you don't want to drink anything from it, but this was my final, and this is what I've been doing most of the week, besides just sitting on my ass. Alright, signing off.